Good afternoon, everyone. So welcome the fourth day post-lunch session of this Department of Science and Technology, Government of India sponsored faculty development program organized by Adams University, Kolkata. So today in the second session, so our speaker is Professor Orinda Mitro. Now, Professor Orinda Mitro, let me have a pleasure to introduce Professor Mitro. He is currently associated with Department of Microbiology in School of Life Science and Biotechnology. Dr. Mitro received his PhD from University of Maryland, United States, and completed his postdoctoral work from Arizona State University. Before that, he completed his Bachelor in Pharmacy and Masters in Biotechnology, both from Jadavpur University. He also holds a diploma in Business Management from IMT Ghaziabad. Dr. Mitro was also previously associated with companies like Lupin, Daiichi, and Nutricia. Before joining at Adams University in 2015, he was associated with Department of Biotechnology at Shastra University, Tanjore. Since joining Adams University, Dr. Mitro received numerous awards such as Inder Global Excellence Award in 2017, Distinguished Faculty Award in 2016, Science Teaching Fellowship from American Society of Microbiology. Currently, Dr. Mitro represents the Microbiology Society as Society Champion from India. Dr. Mitro is reviewer of several international journals such as Food Research International, Vaccine Access Microbiology. Dr. Mitro also served as an editorial board member for Access Microbiology, a cutting-edge research journal in the field of microbiology, published by Microbiology Society in UK. In addition, Dr. Mitro received various funding from Microbiology Society UK, such as championship funding and society-supported conference grants for several years. Dr. Mitro also acts as books and grant reviewer for this society too. Dr. Mitro acted as a sole editor and engaged with multiple authors around the world for book Microbial Biofilms, Current Research and Practical Implications, published by Academic Press 2020. So today we are going to deliver a very interesting talk on storytelling on successful entrepreneurship. So with this note, I welcome Professor Orinda Mitro to share his expert story with all of us. So may I have all your attention, please, to listen to Professor Orinda Mitro. Relax, welcome. Video tone. Ekdom relax. Slide কোথায় আছে? এই স্লাইডটা কোথায় কপি করেছেন?
Hello, everyone. A very good afternoon to all of you. So thank you, Rajiv, for giving this nice introduction. And today is the fourth day. This is the post-lunch session. So I'll try to engage you with some of the stories, what makes a successful entrepreneur, by giving several examples. Thank you. So sorry about a little bit disconnection issues. So this is the rough outline of today's talk. I'll talk about what is entrepreneurship, what are the characteristics of entrepreneurs, highlighting some of the entrepreneurs around the world, the differences and impact they made, and what kind of lessons that are learned and what we can apply. What are the traits that are present common to the entrepreneurs? And my talk will be followed by questions, MCQ, following my presentation. So I want your participation as well. So you can unmute yourself and answer the question. You can use raise hand feature and then answer the question during the question and answer. So I want it to be engaging and interactive. Let's start with entrepreneurship. Now, in today's world, we are not sure whether there is an increased interest on entrepreneurship across the world. But there are indications around the world there is an increased interest in entrepreneurship. Amazon.com lists over 58,000 books which deals with entrepreneurship. And 80,000 books actually focused on small businesses. So these suggest that there is a tremendous increase in entrepreneurship around the world, not just particularly US or Europe, but all around the world. So, which is why it is exciting at this point of time to know about entrepreneurship and how you can be entrepreneur too. There are many examples where a normal person, an ordinary person, can be an entrepreneur. So let's talk a little bit about what is entrepreneurship. A simple, brief definition of entrepreneurship is the art of turning an idea into business. You have an idea, excellent. How can you make it into business? That is entrepreneurship. There are other definitions. The academic definition is entrepreneurship is the process by which individuals pursue opportunities without regard to resources they currently control. So, what kind of work entrepreneurs do? What is that entrepreneurs do? Entrepreneurs assemble, integrate all the resources needed to start a business, whether that be money, the people, the business model, and the strategy. So you have the idea, and then you assemble all the resources to convert that idea into business by integrating the resources such as money, people, business model, and strategy. And then you can transform an invention or an idea into a viable business. Now, why do you pursue to become an entrepreneur? Why become an entrepreneur? There are three primary reasons that people become entrepreneurs and start their own firms. Number one, they have a burning desire to be their own boss. Yes, they can be their own boss. I think there is some. Somebody please mute your. Could you kindly mute your microphone? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So the question was why we want to become an entrepreneur. The primary three reasons that people want to become entrepreneur is they want to be their own boss. They want to pursue their own ideas. Ideas are great, fine. But how can you convert into a business? And of course, financial rewards are also there. But the first thing and the second is the first couple of points are the major driving force why somebody wants to become an entrepreneur. Can be your own boss, can pursue your own ideas, and during this process, you can get financial reward as well. But not all entrepreneurs are actually looking to make money. Money comes in the way, but the idea, it is the passion for the idea, passion for this idea to convert into business. That is what drives excellence. Now, corporate entrepreneurship is the conceptualization of entrepreneurship at the firm level. All firms fall along a conceptual continuum that can range from a highly conservative to highly entrepreneurial. So there are business firms which are very conservative; they won't take risk, but there are highly entrepreneurial firms which are more, innovative, and they might take risk. And the position of a firm or a business on this continuum is referred to as entrepreneurial intensity. Now, this is a comparison between an entrepreneurial firms and a conservative firm. On the left, you have some of the characteristics of entrepreneurial firms. Entrepreneurial firms are proactive, innovative, and risk-taking. Where a conservative firms, they take a more wait and see posture. So they would not be more proactive. They would be less innovative, and they would not take risks. So it depends on the mindset or the strategy of the company, whether it's an entrepreneurial firm or it's a conservative firm. Depends on your approach of being proactive, innovative, and moderately risk-taking. Now, here are some examples of some of the entrepreneurs that we are going to discuss. So I have put some quote to highlight their contributions or their insight from the business, their lessons and experiences that they have gathered through their entrepreneurships or through their businesses or the startups. So one of the earliest, entrepreneurship is the invention of printing press. Mark Twain quoted the invention of Gutenberg as the greatest event that history has recorded. So his innovation, Johannes Gutenberg's innovation, is printing press. What he did, he used metal movable type printing press to produce legible prints. Before that, there were printing press, but the prints were not legible. Using such metal movable type printing press, he could produce legible prints that people can read. And this has a tremendous impact in terms of mass literacy, transmission of knowledge. See, if you feel that you can make a difference to the society by having innovation, you will be automatically motivated to pursue that dream. So mass literacy, transmission of knowledge increases by having a printing press, by this innovation. In fact, he printed Bible in Latin in 1455. And this has a spiritual implication as well. People could read Bible, and it's one of the most highly printed book ever around the world. So it's a significant discovery. And he started with a local finance person from where he got the money to start this printing press. So he didn't have a lot, and he didn't make a lot of money in his lifetime. His work actually significantly changed how printing is done and how it impacted the society. So that's why I put this example as the first example. Now, we all use computers in our desk, in our home, almost every day. It has become part of and parcel of our life. So this is another innovation, and this is from Bill Gates. He He had many insightful quotations. I put it here as we all need people who will give us feedback. That's how we improve. We need feedback. So positive or negative, either way. So just because it's positive doesn't mean we will be complacent. We still have to raise our standard, our benchmark. And if it is negative feedback, we can definitely improve. But in either case, we need to go forward. We need to constantly improvise, improve, innovate. So at 43, Bill Gates was the richest person in the world. His current net worth is about $133 billion. He headed Microsoft at the age of 20, only. And one of the signature of these entrepreneurs is that they do not go to the conventional, studies or conventional job. Because if they want to make a difference, they have to start at some point. Maybe while they're working somewhere, maybe while they're studying. So Bill Gates was at Harvard Law, very prestigious program. He dropped out of Harvard Law. So that's a gutsy move. Not many people would do that. But since child, he was a nerdy kid. He was fascinated with computers. And he had this vision that a computer should be on every desk and every home. What a vision. At that time, that vision was, nobody knew that a computer can be like, a day-to-day thing in the life. So he's not only that he had a vision, but his execution is also brilliant. His ability to transfer technical visions and market strategy and to blend creativity with technical acumen is outstanding. And he brought a new leadership style. So in Bill Gates' word, Microsoft was founded with a vision of computer on every desk and in every home. We have never wavered from that vision. See, that vision, that passion for that business, we will make sure that every desk and every home has a computer. What a vision. How we can achieve that. So some of the innovations he did, he developed a new operating system like Windows, developed applications like Word and Excel, and we use these programs, this operating system almost daily. And this transformed computer industry. You all know it. But it started with a vision and it started with passion and with a business strategy that transforms that idea into a business. Next example I would like to give is from Mohammad Yunus. He's a Bangladeshi entrepreneur who did his studies earlier from US, came back, and he started something that affects the poorest of the poor. So his quote, unless you have a financial system which includes the poorest person, sustainability doesn't exist. So a financial system should include the poorest of the poorest person, to make it sustainable. So he's the founder of Grameen Bank of Bangladesh. For the first time, he established the concept of microcredit, which gives loans, small loans for people who are too poor to get traditional bank loans. They may not get the traditional bank loans, but if they get small loans, they can start something on their own. And he was the first Bangladeshi to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2006. Later, he sets up Yunus social business. He called it business. It's not a charity. But the business focus is on social issues, such as healthcare, clean water, sanitation. The micro-lending project helps poor entrepreneurs around the world start small businesses. And this get them and their family out of poverty. What innovation, what entrepreneurship, what thinking, what vision, and what passion this person has to make a difference to the society. A great example. Next is, I think in the morning, Dr. Shah already talked about entrepreneurship related to biotechnology industry. So I'm going to give a very brief, just an example. So one of our favorite quote is, failure is temporary, but giving up is permanent. So that's just part of any entrepreneur. You are bound to fail, but you should have a resilience and never give up attitude while somebody is starting a business. So that failure is temporary, but you cannot give up. So she's the founder of Biocon, the largest biopharmaceutical company in India. Her focus was on development of affordable healthcare. She also developed research institute, Mazunda Saw Medical Center, which focuses on a therapy for a wide range of diseases. So her vision to make a company which will transform the healthcare industry or which will have an affordable healthcare. So it starts with a vision, and that should lead to the passion, convert into business. Next entrepreneur is Jeff Bezos. Here is a quote from Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon. I knew the one thing I might regret is not trying. So Jeff Bezos is another example of an entrepreneur who went to Princeton University and completed his electrical engineering from Princeton University, and then he got a six-figure salary. And then he read about something about internet, e-commerce, and he started something. We'll tell in everything. Another of his quote is, ideas are easy, it's execution that's hard. You can have lots of ideas, but how are you going to execute? What's the business plan? What's the strategy? That's going to be a difficult role. So Jeff Bezos, the online retail giant, of course, Amazon, current net worth is about 135 billion now, it's been more. He quit his job. He read an article about the rapid growth in the usage of newly created internet. The internet would grow by 2,500%. He read an article and he was so excited, and he quit his job and he was driving from one part of the US to other part. And then he was thinking how to start a business. And he actually started as a online bookseller. He had this original vision to stock every book ever published, including out-of-print titles, in order to create a comprehensive catalog. Now we know that Amazon, initially he called it Cadabra. Then he changed into this Amazon to the diversity of the products they have. And he transformed online business and focuses on e-commerce, cloud computing, digital streaming, artificial intelligence, almost diversification. And one thing he continuously focuses on is that he continuously innovates and focuses on innovations that are disruptors, that are changing the society. Those traditional online businesses, and then he blended with the modern approaches, with technological innovations. So another example of another very online e-commerce entrepreneur, Jack Ma. One of his favorite quote is, instead of learning from other people's success, learn from their mistakes. Most of the people who fail share common reasons, whereas success can be attributed to various kinds of reasons. So learning from mistakes is also equally important. And learning why we fail, and failing is just part of any entrepreneurship. And then if you can integrate that in a model, then you can be eventually successful. But you have to, that earlier quote that I just mentioned, you can never give up. Failure is temporary, but giving up is permanent. very similar. So Jack Ma establishes a translational company in Hangzhou in 1994, but his first attempt, he could not make much of an income out of his initial startup. He sets up China pages to build websites for Chinese business after visiting the US in 1995. If one fails, he thinks about something else. It is not working, let's try something else. In 1999, he starts Alibaba in Hangzhou with a group of friends, and it quickly wins international investment. Alibaba goes public on the New York stock market in 2014. The share issue raises a record of $21.8 billion. So initially, he had a lot of setbacks, but then he innovated. He learned from his mistakes. He developed something that is new, that is a demand for, that is customer centric, that is focused towards the market, and he built something that is unique, and it took off. Another example, Elon Musk. So his quote, I think it is possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary. Anybody can be extraordinary. Any ordinary people can choose to be extraordinary. The next quote is what his passion is about. And it's clearly reflected. There have to be reasons that you get up in the morning and you want to live. Why do you want to live? What's the point? What inspires you? What do you love about the future? If the future does not include being out there among the stars and being a multi-planet species, I find that incredibly depressing. Just if you read this statement, it shows he has so much passion for businesses related to space and space travel, things like that. So it's a passion for business. That is the motivation, first motivation. That number one common characteristics that you find in almost any successful entrepreneur. Again, another example, Elon Musk actually quit his Stanford PhD course. We think Stanford University is, yes, it's a top-ranked university. But if you want to start a startup, a degree will never be enough. Right? So what he did, it's not advisable, definitely. Most people will not take the risk. Most people will not be so much fearless. But he wanted to, at that time, he wanted to start he saw an internet opportunity. He saw there is a potential for business. He found Zip2, an online business, with his brother. He found SpaceX in 2002 and wins the NASA contract to supply the International Space Station with cargo. He sets up the Musk Foundation with his brother in 2002 to fund renewable energy research. In 2014, he became the CEO of Tesla, aiming to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. See the transition, his passion and his business model, strategy, all this come together to create this viable business. A successful entrepreneur. Okay, now what traits do these entrepreneurs have in common? Okay, what traits do these entrepreneurs have in common? Let's look at some of the characteristics of successful entrepreneurs. No one is born to be entrepreneur. No one is born to be an entrepreneur, but there are common traits and characteristics of successful entrepreneurs. They are given here, some of the characteristics of all successful entrepreneurs. They are a moderate risk taker. Remember, someone left their six-figure salary. Somebody quit his, traditional degree. So there's a lot of risk. They are kind of a little bit, fearless, because it is their belief, their passion that you have to. This is one life, and if you want to make it big, you have to go all the way. So they are moderate risk taker. It's not like they are just like fearless without reason. They have strategy. They have clear idea where they want to go, where they want to, who they want to collaborate, and things like that. Clear business model and things like that. But they are very persuasive. They are promotes their idea to a lot of people for potential, funding and other resources. They're resource assembler, leverager. They're very creative in their thoughts. Self-starter, very tenacious. Tenacity is something you will see in almost all successful entrepreneurs. Tolerant of ambiguity. If there is a doubt, if there is certain doubts within the business, they would tolerate that, and they have a vision. They have a visionary. They are visionary. They are optimistic. In spite of the failures or in spite of the challenges, they would go through it to give their business a shape. They would network with people. They were networker. They are achievement motivated. They could think that if this business succeeds, they could visualize it. What will be the outcome? They're alert to opportunities. This is extremely important. They're alert to opportunities. They are alert to those opportunities. And for example, in many of these cases I have given you, there are tremendous growth opportunities in online business, in internet, and they were the first to delve into such business. They're self-confident, decisive, energetic. They have strong work ethic and a lengthy attention, and they could remember a lot of things and apply them as appropriate. So if you look at the major characteristics of successful entrepreneurs, these are the following. Number one, passion for the business. Okay. Second, tenacity despite failure. Okay. So there could be failures, and a successful entrepreneur would go through such difficult phase, struggles to make it, and they will pursue it till it becomes a success. They're also product or customer centric, and that's very important. If an entrepreneur has to be product and customer focused. And finally, very important, is execution. Which Jeff Bezos once said, ideas are easy, but it is execution that is hard. So clear business model, clear business strategy, these things have to be chalked out. So these are the major characteristics of successful entrepreneurs. Passion for business, that this is number one characteristics shared by successful entrepreneurs, is a passion for the business. Okay. This passion typically stems from entrepreneurs' belief that the business will positively influence people's lives. So they will make a difference to the society, difference to the people's life. Having a computer at every desk, every home, is changing our society, right? Product, customer focus. That's the second characteristics of successful entrepreneurs. This is the second defining characteristic. Okay, an entrepreneur's keen focus on products and customers typically stems from the fact that most entrepreneurs are at heart craftspeople. That means they develop products that are customer centric. Product. There is a product that there is a need for this, that is of some value, or there is a need for this to certain customers. So applications as well as customer centric is another characteristic for all successful entrepreneurs. Tenacity despite failure is the third characteristic, because entrepreneurs, they are moderate. They're trying something new. If you're trying something new, the failure rate would be naturally high. And so a very important characteristics for successful entrepreneurs is their ability to persevere through setbacks and failures. And finally, execution intelligence. The idea is there, but convert that idea into viable business. That ability is the execution intelligence. It's a key characteristics of all successful entrepreneurs. In conclusion or summary, I would like to say two important points: that successful entrepreneurship requires passion for business, tenacity or resilience, a product or customer centricity, and intelligent execution of an idea into business. Successful entrepreneurs seize opportunities that can favor a business and goes extra mile to give it a shape. Okay, now what I would like to ask you here is there are few questions and answer which you can respond to. This is the first MCQ. So you can unmute yourself and you can participate. So which of the following is an accurate characterization of interest in entrepreneurship? A, there is minimal interest in entrepreneurship across the world. B,
Good
there is,
afternoon, sir.
yeah, go ahead.
It is E. There is tremendous interest in entrepreneurship across the world, but I think some explanation can I give?
Yeah, you can give.
Due to the failure, I think there are so many people who start but could not carry it further.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the tenacity has to be there. The business execution intelligence equally plays very important role. They can start, but they would not carry through. Exactly. But if you, I have given you one example of the number of entrepreneurship groups in Amazon, about more than 58,000 and 80,000 focuses on small businesses. So definitely, yeah. Dr. Shuranjana Haldar, you can also, if you have a comment, you can comment.
Actually, I think it can be C, option C.
Okay.
Are you listening?
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
Option C is, in my aspect, is the right answer because previously in North American and European countries, who is now is the developing countries, gone a very much success in entrepreneurship. Then Asia and Australian countries, which are now going to be developed. Australia is also developing countries, but Asia is underdeveloped also. The countries of Asia are now going or showing their interest in entrepreneurship. So C is the correct answer.
C would be the minimal interest. See, the option here, we are saying there is a significant only interest in entrepreneurship of North America and Europe, but minimal interest in Asia and Australia. That's not true as well. Because there is significant entrepreneurship activities in Asia as well as Australia. Around the world, you will see there are a lot of startups in India, in China. You would see tremendous growth. So not only just North America and Europe, but all around the world.
Okay.
So I think the first, yeah. Earlier we thought that Asia and Australia, they may not have much of interest, but actually nowadays a lot of startups are coming up across the world, not just North America and Europe. Okay, next question. Okay, Cody Rogers is the founder of a company named Extreme Sports Apparel. The company makes apparel products for extreme sports enthusiasts such as rock climbers, triathletes, skateboarders, and BMX bikers. Cody wants his company to pursue a high level of corporate entrepreneurship. Okay? To achieve that goal, Cody's firm should be what? You can take any option from A to B. You can give your explanation. So I told you in a corporate entrepreneurship, there is conservative and there is entrepreneur. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, option E will be correct.
Yes, option E.
Option
Proactive,
E.
innovative, and risk taking.
Yes. Could you explain?
Because these are the most rather accepted qualities one successful entrepreneurship should have. But you have also given examples. They also shows that these should be the qualities, that is proactive, innovative, and risk-taking.
Yeah. Entrepreneurship, a conservative firm will not, take risk, and they will not, they will not be so much innovative. They will not be innovative. They will take a wait and see posture, and they will not. They will be more risk averse. So, if it is if a company wants to pursue a high level of corporate entrepreneurship, they should focus on being proactive, innovative, as well as risk taking. So, good answers. Next question. Google is a firm that is proactive, innovative, and risk taking. From this description, we can most accurately conclude that Google has a high level of dash.
It's C.
Could you say your name, please? Yeah, could you say your name as well? Could you introduce yourself?
I'm Dr. Shurunjan.
Okay. Great answer. So, yes, Google has a high level of entrepreneurial intensity, because it is related to the previous question that we say that entrepreneur or entrepreneurial firms would typically have, being proactive, innovative, and risk-taking. Question number 4. The number one characteristic shared by successful entrepreneurs is A to E. Which one would be correct option?
D.
Sir, option E.
A desire to fulfill a lifetime.
Option E will be correct, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, E is more correct.
E is more
The
correct.
desire to bring revolutionary new product or service to market.
Yeah, but if you look at all successful entrepreneurs, they definitely have this desire. But the number one characteristics I have repeatedly said is something else. Read all the options, you will get it.
Passion. It's passion. I think.
A desire to fulfill a lifetime dream. Because it is not costing procedures.
A passion for the business.
That is the correct option.
Yes.
Passion for the business. If somebody doesn't have the passion for the business, then it's not just an idea, but converting that idea into business. So the number one characteristic shared by all successful entrepreneurs is the passion for the business to carry it through, and all the qualities that I have mentioned. Number one is the passion for the business. What other qualities we told about? Other characteristics shared by successful entrepreneurs? We discussed about the tenacity, right?
Resilience, tenacity,
What else? There are two more.
perseverance.
Yes. Any other characteristics that we
Sir, I
share?
have a question here. Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a question here.
Yeah.
There are many entrepreneurs which are social entrepreneurs. They are not for doing that for business. Okay, so can't we consider them as entrepreneurs or successful entrepreneurs?
Of course, we do consider them as successful entrepreneurs. And,
So in
and
that
I've
case,
given you an example of Muhammad Yunus, who started Yunus Social Business, YSB. But that focuses on social aspects, such as sanitation.
So in
such as
that case, sir, yes.
Yeah.
Sir, in that case, this option E will be more correct, right? Because there will be no passion for business, because business is mainly for having profit.
Not necessarily. That is the third reason. I have given you the first two reasons. The entrepreneurs, they are not doing it just for the money.
And C can be one option because first of all, an entrepreneurs need to be her own boss.
See,
That's why a
all of them are correct in a way, but the B option, you need to have the passion for what you are actually trying to bring to the market. All of them could be correct, but I'm not saying they are incorrect. All of them are correct. Okay, so absolutely, a desire to fulfill a lifetime dream, or sometimes you can have the dream based on an opportunity. So not necessarily it's a lifetime dream. You see an opportunity and then you pursue it. In case of in case of Jeff Bezos, Amazon, he saw there is a tremendous growth in online selling and in the internet, and he started online book selling. So it is not a lifetime. He never thought that he might actually go into this business. So he saw an opportunity and developed it. So again, the option E is the similar, a desire to bring a revolutionary new product or service to market. But in all the cases, you would see there must be a passion for what they're doing. And sometimes it is in somebody who is doing a PhD or somebody who is doing, somebody from Stanford, they may not actually start having that idea. But once they are in the process, once they see an opportunity, they might start. But they must have the passion to carry it through. That's why the earlier question, somebody is saying, many startups are there, but they may not carry it through. And that's why a lot of business would not be successful. So that's all of them could be correct. All of them could be correct. But financial rewards are there, but rewards would come automatically if you have a passion for business, if you think your products will make a difference to the society, make people's lives better, things like that. Okay. So have I answered your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next question. Apple is an established firm that encourages and emphasizes entrepreneurial behavior throughout its various divisions. According to textbook definition, Apple practices what kind of entrepreneurship? This is a textbook definition. So tactical entrepreneurship, corporate entrepreneurship, strategic business entrepreneurship. So Apple encourages entrepreneurial behavior throughout its various divisions. What kind of entrepreneurship Apple practices? So I told you there are two types of entrepreneurship. One is corporate, another is, what is that?
Business.
Yeah, conservative approach. Entrepreneurial firms and conservative firms, right? So but both of them are under corporate entrepreneurship. This is actually practiced by a company. So it's an example of corporate entrepreneurship.
strategic.
So actually the answer is corporate entrepreneurship. Because this is under that big umbrella, corporate entrepreneurship. Next question. The three primary reasons that people become entrepreneurs and start their own firms are this.
C.
Take big risks, be their own boss, and do what they would want to do. Okay?
The D option, D.
D or E?
Option D.
Option D, be their own boss, pursue their own ideas, and pursue financial rewards. Yeah, can you say why you think it's C and why you think it's D?
Because an entrepreneur always needs to be take risk, because there is always chance of failure.
Yeah.
And if he or she is successful, then he can be his own boss and ultimate goal is whatever he has born to do.
Okay. And somebody said it's T. Could you say why you think
Yes,
it's
sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, the first thing is that anyone who wants to be entrepreneur wants to be his own boss. He doesn't want to work under someone. Second thing, he has ideas that he wants to bring to the society for betterment and for business also.
Yes.
Okay, therefore, he can pursue financial reward. So I think that D is one of the best options.
Anybody else? Anybody else? So option A is gain prestige, realize financial rewards, and eliminate risk in their lives. Entrepreneurs do not start a business because to gain prestige. There are many entrepreneurs that we may not know their name. There are few entrepreneurs we would obviously it comes to our mind very quickly. So it is not for gaining prestige or to gain recognition they're doing it. So they may have some idea and they also want to be their own boss. And sometimes they are not, they get an opportunity and they think that this can be converted in a business. They have the passion and they follow through. And during that, they will obviously, the financial rewards will also come during the process. Of course, it's a business. It's an entrepreneurship. So definitely they would pursue financial rewards. But first two reasons are more important. Be their own boss, pursue their own ideas, and pursue financial rewards. So option D would be more appropriate in this case. Option E, take advantage of government subsidies. These are not actually the reason why somebody wants to be an entrepreneur. Okay, the 4 characteristics of successful entrepreneurs. What are the 4 characteristics of successful entrepreneurs? Remember, I showed you one schematic diagram. In the center, you have a successful entrepreneur, and 4 there are blurbs, there are circles, each have this characteristic, and together they form successful entrepreneur.
It's B.
Okay, could you explain?
Because a successful entrepreneur, if he starts when young and energetic, and in young age, the energy level is so high. So successful entrepreneurs have been successful in world in their young ages, and obviously they have passion for business, innovative in mind, and they have a thorough focus on product and customer service, what the world needs, and ultimately they seek recognition.
Anybody else?
I
Sir,
think
I think
C.
option C.
I think C.
Option C.
Okay, why do you think it's C?
Because passion for business is needed, and in spite of failure, there should be tenacity to overcome the failure, and product or customers focus. There is the characteristics, and execution intelligence. Intelligence is everywhere needed. We need intelligence. Without intelligence, we can't do anything. So I think this is the appropriate one.
Yeah. Can anybody add to what is your name, by the way?
Joyita Pramanik.
Okay.
Dr. Joyita Pramanik.
Yeah. Thank you. Can anybody else add to that? What she said?
Oh, sir, one.
Why not the option D? Option D is also correct to some option. I think option D is more correct because it is technology. It should cater to the cutting edge of the technological changes. That is a need. Cater to the need of the society or whatever it is. That means it is forward thinking, and the other qualities are also required for a successful entrepreneurship, like tenacity despite failure, and product and customer focus. So I think option D is more correct.
Option D.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else?
Sir, I think option C is more appropriate, as all the entrepreneurs may not have cutting edge technological changes. Okay, but passion for business is tenacity, customer focus, and execution intelligence are very much required.
For a successful entrepreneur. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, passion for the business is number one characteristics that you find in all successful entrepreneurs. The tenacity, despite failure, there will be failures because you're starting something new. It's a new product. People may not know what the product is about, and people may not find it useful. You may develop, you may make some changes, and suddenly it becomes useful. So there should be tenacity. So your products may fail, or your service may not be as up to the mark. So there can be failures. That's perfectly fine. But you should keep, you should be tenacious and you should not give up. So tenacity despite failure, product and customer focus never. That's one thing. Remember what Bill Gates said. We want a computer at every desk and every home, and we never wavered from our vision. Remember what the customer or what the product is about. So product customer focus should be there, and execution intelligence, how to convert that idea into business by having a suitable business model, business strategy. So execution are as much important as having an idea. So all of them are part and parcel of being a successful entrepreneur. So option C is the correct option. Question number 8. The passion that motivates people to launch entrepreneurial firms typically stems from the entrepreneur's belief that the business will do what?
Option A.
Okay. Anybody else?
Option A.
Okay. Anybody
Option
else?
A.
Everybody's saying it's option A. Yeah. Could you explain why other options are not correct?
You have already mentioned that it's not about money or prestige. It's about something to
And there are
influence others.
examples. Yeah. And there are examples where people leave a high level job in the corporate sector, have their own startup. They are risk takers, they are moderate risk takers. So they're not looking for a secure retirement. They want to make a difference in people's life positively. So option A is the best option. Absolutely. Question number 9. Which of the following is not one of the primary 5 reasons for the launch of successful entrepreneurial organization? It is not one of the primary reasons. So,
Option A.
yeah. Anybody else? Already we have mentioned that perseverance and persistence are required when the going gets tough, when there are challenges or failures. The ability to listen to feedback, that is what in one of the quotation by one of the entrepreneurs, we listen to your feedback. You should always listen to feedback, the ability to listen to feedback on the limitation of your organization and yourself. The ability to overcome setbacks. There will be setbacks and no's. So that's part of being any successful entrepreneur. The willingness to work hard for an extended period of time. But the one characteristics would not be the ability to stick to a plan, even when faced with evidence, the changes are needed. You have to be an entrepreneur should, should change their plan depending on the situation, depending on the evaluation, and they should not stick to only one plan. They should not be rigid. So again, it should be product or customer focused. If the customer or the need of the product is changing, you have to have a product that is useful for the to the customer. And we know there are disruptors. Things will change over time. You won't see people will have used floppy disk nowadays. In my college days, we used to have floppy disk. Hardly the kids nowadays actually have seen a floppy disk. So with technological disruptions or other disruptions, you need to adapt. You need to make a plan that will work, and that will be more product or customer centric. That's option. Okay, suppose, last question. Suppose you are a small business development center counselor and you are looking at the personality profiles of 5 potential entrepreneurs. Based on the profiles, which individual has the most desirable mix of personal characteristics to become a successful entrepreneur? Which profile fits a successful entrepreneur out of these 5 candidates?
Sir, C, option C. Visionary, high risk taker, energetic.
It's option C.
Anybody else?
Option C.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else?
Option A,
Okay.
visionary, energetic, and moderate risk taker.
Okay. Why are you saying so? Could you explain?
I'm not agreeing with option C because high risk taker should not be an important option for an successful entrepreneurship. Should be moderate risk taker, as you have also shown some slides there. And other two are same with option C. So in that case, from option C and A seems to be more correct. That's why I'm going for it.
I think you are right. So that's the difference between high risk taker and energetic. A successful entrepreneur would go for a moderate risk. So it's a calculated risk as well. And, they have some kind of, they have a passion for the business, definitely. But they would also evaluate if it is too much risk or it's a moderate risk, where there would be, return on what they're doing, whether the business will be successful or not. So they are risk takers, but moderate risk takers. They're not exactly high risk takers. They have visions, as both of you have mentioned. They have to be energetic, and they're also moderate risk. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this session today. And with that, if you have any question and if you have any feedback, you can just take. So what do you think about the session? Did it help in any way?
I think this session is very helpful because here we can interact with you, and this question and answer session was very interesting.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for the interaction.
Yes, I also agree with ma'am. The session was very interactive, and the questions that you have put in the last, it has made very much clear about the various characteristics that you had talked in your lecture. So the questions were very interesting, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I also agree with both of them. Especially your questionnaire session was even more interactive and more.
Yeah. I think there's some network issues somewhere. In some.